News.
There's nothing stronger than the Jewish people. We have battled persecution for 3,000 years, and if they think that this is what's going to break us, they are so wrong.
Her brother is an Israeli soldier as airstrikes continue to rain down on Gaza, where 700 Palestinians are dead. 900 Israelis and 11 Americans have been killed. Fox's Greg Palcott is in Sderot.
This was a real battlefield for Hamas militants and police and soldiers. Just a couple days ago, for the first time, Israel can finally say that this town is secure, and some 21 other towns just on the other side of the Gaza Strip line to the north and to the west is also secure.
Now, Hamas is holding about 150 hostages, threatening to kill them. President Biden will speak later today about the war in Israel. He already called it in a statement an appalling terrorist assault by Hamas. The president has been interviewed by the special counsel investigating classified documents found at his home and an office as well from his time as vice president and senator, unrelated to the Trump criminal documents case. Now an update on the American journalist jailed as an accused spy in Russia.
Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich will stay behind bars longer in Russia, where a court has rejected his appeal. His detention now extended until the end of November.
That's Fox's Lillian Wu. The House still without a speaker, in limbo.
We've got to get this done. As members of Congress, we got to do it Wednesday.
Majority Leader Steve Scalise just told Fox Business Republicans had a good meeting last night and will gather again today. And despite some pushing for ousted Speaker Kevin McCarthy to return.
Kevin didn't jump in. Jim and I are the two that are running. And what you had a lot of people saying is, look, whoever is the one that emerges, that's who we're going to get behind.
Jim Jordan's been endorsed by former President Trump, but Trump critics dropped out of the Republican race for president. Will Hurd has endorsed Nikki Haley. And nobody won the Powerball jackpot again last night. It's now up to $1.73 billion. America's listening to Fox News.
Why are central banks quietly amassing mountains of gold? Because they know the dollar won't last. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to diversify your IRA or 401k into physical gold with Birch Gold Group. To see how it works, get a free info kit on gold by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust. So text SHELTER to the number 989898 to get your free info kit now.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
The Senate's Democratic leader, Chuck Schumer, has met with China's leader in Beijing, saying there was a serious engagement, but we need to get results. Amid major conflict with China on spying, human rights, TikTok, and Taiwan, Schumer also wants a stronger Chinese condemnation of Hamas's terror attack on Israel. In San Francisco, a car was driven into a Chinese diplomatic office.
Witnesses say the man plowed his car through the front door of the Chinese consulate and drove several feet inside the building's lobby, where 20 people were waiting to apply for visas.
I heard a really loud bang. I thought it was like gunshots.
College student Tony Chin tells Fox 2 in San Francisco he and the others ran through the shattered door.
I turned back and I saw the guy was taking out a crossbow.
5 San Francisco police officers rushed in. Several gunshots were heard. The man rushed to the hospital but pronounced dead. No word yet on his identity nor his motive. Jack Callahan, Fox News.
Hollywood writers who were on strike for months have voted nearly unanimously to approve a new contract. They had already returned to work after the tentative deal was reached. However, the Screen Actors Guild remains on strike. There's a new strike at Walgreens.
The walkout of thousands of Walgreens pharmacy staff is expected to run through Wednesday, according to organizers who spoke to the Washington Post, and it could affect hundreds of stores. Pharmacists, technicians, and support workers point to understaffing as a big problem that's been compounded by administering vaccines while filling backlogs of prescriptions. A Walgreens spokesperson told the Post the company recognizes the, quote, challenging time the last few years have brought and says it's listening to the concerns brought by its workers. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
In the baseball playoffs, Atlanta got even with Philadelphia with a 5-4 comeback win in Game 2 of their National League Series. Arizona beat the LA Dodgers 4-2 to go up 2-0. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. State of Illinois awarding more than $2 million in grant money for over a dozen local bike path projects around the state. Illinois Bicycle Path Grant Program providing financial assistance to eligible local units of government to assist them in the acquisition, construction, and rehabilitation of public off-road non-motorized bike paths. A funeral home in Carlinville having its license revoked. Hines Funeral Home had its license to operate in Illinois revoked. It followed the investigation into the facility's handling of human remains. The probe discovered numerous incidents of families being given the wrong remains. The funeral home's been in business now over 160 years. Illinois State Police teaming up with the Effingham County Sheriff's Office to increase traffic enforcement along the I-70 corridor due to an increase in crashes. ISP and Effingham County Sheriff's Office conducting enforcement details for speeding and other reckless driving behaviors. Be sure you're aware and to slow down. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Yeah, okay, I did hit the furnace. I turned it. It's 35 in the car thermometer, so I thought it was cold enough here. A little chill in the air.
All right. Frost on some of the windshields.
Yeah, it was indeed. All right, let's check weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
They remind you they've got some terrific programs coming up. So if you want to get involved this fall, all ages are welcome. UrbanaParks.org.
All right, meteorologist Greg Solier. It's October 10, and that's not so shocking to have a little frost on the pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're pretty much, where we need to be, at least climatology-wise, on the first frost of the season. Next couple of 2 or 3 weeks, usually the first freeze. That might be a bit of a challenge going down the line while we're kind of locked into this cool pattern around here for the foreseeable future. And outside of 1 or 2 days, as in Thursday, for example, might even throw the AC back on for a few hours as some spots south of Champaign hit the 80-degree mark. We'll get into some milder days. So this is not the way the remainder and the whole fall season goes with these unsettled, widespread rainmakers, of which we have one coming down the pike here. Remember, still in the midst of abnormally dry, drought-ridden areas, so you want to juggle that between that and harvest. I know it's a challenge. Today is a good day for harvest, and we'll get back at it here later on next week. Some of the heaviest rainfall totals, along with severe weather to the north and west of us, and a lot of wind as well for the weekend. So be ready for something a little more typical again of mid to late October and the autumn season in the days to come. 36 now, Willard and Savoy, same at Rantoul, 34 at Danville, 35 up at Paxton, 39 at Bloomington Normal, had a reading down around Arthur a couple of hours ago, right at the freezing mark. 62 later on today, though, will feel a whole bunch better with a mostly sunny sky, partly cloudy tonight, not as chilly, lows either side of 40. Tomorrow clouding over quickly and some shower activity breaking out mid to late morning, and then some widespread rains tomorrow afternoon and early tomorrow evening with a high to 65 as winds turn to the south. That'll keep us milder tomorrow night in the 50s. Highs of 75 to 80 on Thursday with a partly sunny sky, maybe a lingering shower in the morning, a lot of dry hours, and the next round of showers and maybe a couple of thunderstorms Thursday night. Wet weather Friday, some showers for the weekend, probably 1 to 2 inches from here on northward in the gauges. Highs about 70 and dropping on Friday and only in the 50s with a couple of showers as mentioned and a gusty northwest wind for the upcoming weekend. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, ESPN 93.5, day 4 of the war. Israel was attacked ruthlessly by Hamas. I mean, you're shooting women and children, the elderly, they're taking hostages. Yeah. Kidnapped a 3-year-old.
It's bad.
They're going to shoot people on live social media if bombs happen in Gaza.
Well, and earlier I thought that we were calling it an insurgence, but now you're saying war.
It's a war.
Yeah.
Benjamin Netanyahu said day one, we're at war.
Okay.
Former special agent, senior advisor to the U.S. Department of State, holds a master's degree in leadership and organizational development from UT Dallas. Has advanced training in crisis leadership from Harvard. Ron Holloway. He sounds like a slacker. Hi, Ron.
I am a slacker. Big Lebowski. How you doing?
We're fine. I mean, it is. No matter what policies, you don't go into a music festival and start shooting people left and right. And you know what? This is terror. It is terrorism. And we all, if it's your family member being held hostage, you want a ceasefire, but that isn't going to happen. Israel's going to go in and they're probably going to destroy Hamas, but there are going to be a lot of innocents dying in this, don't you think, Ron?
Yeah, it's the sad thing about war, is all those innocents that get caught up in it is, the term collateral damage.
So what do we take out of this? I mean, obviously, I'm afraid of this being the fuse that lights the fire to something big, which we all don't want.
Well, I think we got to put this in a larger geopolitical context. The Cold War is very much on. We're seeing things happen around the world that they don't happen in a vacuum. So, for instance, Russia invading Ukraine didn't just happen. It's happening because the U.S. is declining in dominance. And when we hear things like not being the world police and all that, well, if you remove Wyatt Earp from Tombstone, you're going to have a bunch of banditos. So as far as spreading, yes, we see this there on that strip of land, but we see it Russia, Ukraine. We'll likely see some saber rattling out of North Korea, and it's going to play out like the 1980s in the Cold War.
What do you see happening, Ron?
I see, on the optimistic front, I like seeing that we're having a grown-up discussion in our political arenas here. It's less about woke culture and all of this nonsense. We got something really heavy to deal with. Hopefully that'll bring us together, take away some of that polarization. I see for the Americans here to understand that the world is complex. It is interconnected. Just as the toe is attached to the foot, to the ankle bone, the shin bone. And what happens over there does affect us here in many ways. So if we look at, Russia invading Ukraine, we saw that show up in our gas prices, and gas prices drive inflation, and inflation can drive unemployment. So it's all connected. My business now is I focus on preparing people and organizations for moments like these. And I would say prepare to prevail. And, there are simple adaptations you can use as just the everyday person. Based on what we're seeing, it'll make your life a lot easier, such as keeping your gas tank topped off.
Wow. Okay, so you're talking about more stuff can happen and keeping your gas. First of all, we were producing our own fuel, man, 4 years ago. Why in the world would we want to depend on Venezuela and Iran for gas? I don't understand any of the policies. That's all political. I get it. But here we are now with a perceived weak leader, and I believe we do have a weak leader in America. So, so the rest of the world, it kind of vindicates the term, it's all about the soldier. Because if we don't have a strong military, they go crazy on you and start taking stuff over, which you feel with China, and you feel with the new allies of Iran, China, Russia, and North Korea. That isn't any good, Ron.
Right, but we also have to say it's not just this leadership. What the world is seeing is our polarization. We're seeing things such as the Antifa riot, but also January 6th. All of these are cues to our adversaries that now is the time to jump. There's blood in the water. And we can't play into that division anymore. That's at our own peril if we do. We've got elections coming up. I hope that plays into people's choice as to what we do and where we go as a country. But a world underpinned by a strong America is in America's best interest.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. We ought to be all in. Ukraine. I think we support Israel for sure, but I don't want to send guys in. I think Israel's very capable of doing their own thing. It just bringing Iran in the mix with China's backing, that kind of thing, that can get a little bit. Nobody wants a world war, man. Nobody.
Nobody does. But on the flip side, we can't be Neville Chamberlain and have a policy of appeasement. We saw that played out.
Well, I think you're right. I bet it was Germany taking over the world. Absolutely, that was their goal. Everybody knew it. They've stated China hasn't quite done that yet, even though we think their global domination is their goal. So you're right. You don't want to sit on the sidelines, but you got to be ready. You got to build your military so we're the strongest kid on the block. There's nobody going to tempt you.
Peace and strength.
Peace through strength. I'm all about that. But I'd be very careful getting involved in stuff that we can't end.
Yeah, but going back to what you said, we haven't put we haven't committed troops to Ukraine. And if we look at this historical precedence, right, 1980s, it's what we're looking at, a Cold War. It played out in proxy wars between the great nations, the big superpowers. So we saw Russians invade Afghanistan, and we saw us supporting the Mujahideen. We've seen state-sponsored terrorist groups, like what Libya did, the bombing of Pan Am 102. All of these different things popping up, and I think we can be prepared to see a resumption of that approach. But now, as opposed to the 80s, we have to add in technology, instantaneous communication of information and propaganda. Different situation. The best we can do here, you, me, everyone, is simply have our house in order. At the moment we're in, emotionally, to think about the future pragmatically and logistically.
Ron Holloway, how can people connect with you?
Well, I have a website, arrowcoachingllc.com, and you'll find my social media feed. I also have a book on there, Anti-Fragility, 10 Principles for Life to Turn Crisis into Opportunity, and it's extremely relevant right now.
Hey, Ron, appreciate your time. Thanks for being on this morning. Appreciate it. From Allen, Texas, on the Tammans Towing phone line, Ron Holloway, ESPN 93.5, 716. Diane with some sports headlines.
All right, Las Vegas beat Green Bay 17-13 last night. Also trending in NFL action for Colts fans, Anthony Richardson, that right shoulder injury seems to be an AC joint sprain, and he'll miss some time with that. Also trending in Bears Nation, there, Matt Eberflus, who's been, making all the calls on the defensive side since Alan Williams resigned in September, looking at hiring a defensive analyst. So we'll see how that goes. In baseball last night, the Braves over the Phillies to tie up the series at 1 apiece. Arizona over the LA Dodgers. Diamondbacks leading that series 2-0.
Well, they go to Los Angeles and Arizona, who's the 6th seed, the last seed.
I know.
And they take 2 in LA.
Hot beats
better.
Exactly.
Stevie Jay's comment.
That's right.
Hot beats better.
Houston and the Twins tied up a game apiece this afternoon, I believe, and then Texas and Baltimore with the Rangers up 2-0 in that series. Now, when it comes to men's golf, we're in action in West Lafayette at the Purdue Invitational. I think 15 teams in that, and I think we're 7th right now. Jackson Buchanan, Max Herendeen doing well in their rounds. Also happening in Minneapolis was the Illinois women's basketball head coach Shauna Green with the Big Ten Media Days going on. As you recall, we were 22-10.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how long has it been since we were actually excited about women's basketball? And she took Genesis Bryant and Kendall Bostic with her, so go Illini.
Yeah, absolutely. Our weather this morning brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you, I just went to carl.org and clicked on that jobs tab, the career tab. If you're interested in a new gig, there's all kinds of opportunities. Just poke around at carl.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and Van vicinity, and a little patchy frost out there across parts of the area, but otherwise a decent day's worth of weather as the day wears on. Temperatures a bit on the cool side, but expected to recover ahead of a significant wet weather maker for the middle part of the week, and another cool-off slated with some additional shower activity come the weekend. So some patchy frost early on this morning, a mostly sunny cool day's worth of weather at 62, bit of a west-southwesterly wind, partly cloudy tonight, chilly down to 39. Cloudy over for the day tomorrow, maybe a shower in spots for the mid to late morning. Otherwise, showers are likely tomorrow afternoon. Highs up to 65 as winds turn southerly. A couple of showers and thunderstorms in spots tomorrow night, lows in the 50s. Partly sunny, breezy, warmer for the day on Thursday. Stray shower thunderstorm early and late, the high to 76. And widespread rains for Friday. Additional upcoming weekend wet weather too. High temperatures up near 70 on Friday. Just 50s for highs Saturday and Sunday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
PepsiCo shares are higher after business was much better than expected in its summer quarter. Pepsi is parent company of the soft drinks, but also Frito-Lay snacks. Business for both improved. There's been speculation that weight loss drugs would result in snacking business slumping. The National Federation of Independent Business says its small business optimism index declined in September, and the reading was even weaker than expected, with those responding citing inflation as a reason. Honeywell International plans to reorganize its business into 3 segments: automation, the future of aviation, and energy transition, as it works to improve sales growth. Wall Street continues to assess the impacts of the Israel-Hamas war. Futures are higher. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
I'm Dana Perino, and this is Perino on Politics.
Dana Perino, co-host of The Five and co-anchor of America's Newsroom, returns to Fox News Audio with a brand new podcast, Perino on Politics. Listeners of Everything Will Be Okay will be thrilled by the return of a familiar voice, but with a fresh spin, as Dana guides audiences through the 2024 election cycle. Make sure you subscribe to this series wherever you download podcasts and leave a rating and review.
The world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. The Circus Sports Illinois app is ready for action. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
During challenging times, family and health come first. This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Many of us have spent the past year feeling a little bit out of control. There are steps you can take to help plan for a better financial future. Now's the time to take action and create a financial plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com. Hi, it's Stevie Jay. So I took my mom into Audubell, owned by Jeff Hanley, who owns 13 locations around central Illinois. She's had so much trouble hearing for so long. Audubell, A-U-D-I-B-E-L, for hearing. And some of the new technologies, they've got AI now for some of these hearing aids, and they're virtually invisible. It's unbelievable, and it helped my mom. It helped her incredibly. We've been to other places. This is by far the best place I've ever been in for hearing help. Go to audibelteam.com. That's A-U-D-I-B-E-L. If you want more information about Audubell and how Jeff Hanley and his amazing culture and amazing team that they have, go to audibelteam.com. That's A-U-D-I-B-E-L, audibelteam.com. You'll be so happy you found Audubell. Amazing work. They got a location in Champaign. Go to audibelteam.com. That's audibelteam.com. All right. Yeah, I was very impressed with Jeff at Audubell. Okay, ESPN 93.5, 724. Brett Bielema was asked yesterday, so when it gets to be like this, you kind of just want to take over? Like, I got this. Let me call plays. Let me do this.
You know what? I don't, you know, you can ask my coaches, but I've never called a game when we were, you know, at this time, a year ago, we were obviously 5-1. The year before that, we were 2-4. We're 2-4 once again. Obviously, I don't want to be where we're at, but it is what it is. And I would tell you that in all 3 seasons, my demeanor and my approach to how we game plan and what we do hasn't changed at all. I think offensively, defensively, there might be certain things each week that I feel like, hey, I really need to talk to them about this. I think in this case, Maryland, it's a dramatically different offense than what we just faced, right? So to have the game plans be in the same realm isn't really real. On defense, on the flip side, offensively, you know, this is a group that has some carryover. And then, you know, even though we didn't play them a year ago. The coordinator that's there now, he's been there the entire time with Locke. So there's a lot of carryover defensively since Mike's been there over the last 4 years. So I don't think so. I think the urge would be there, but again, this is my 15th year as a head coach. You hire good coaches to be good coaches, and that's what you got to do.
Yep. Okay. That's Brett Bielema. We got Maryland coming up. We're 14.5-point underdogs this Saturday at 2:30, and we'll see what Illinois football can do. Okay. With the whole wars and what's happening in Israel, and it's maybe there was a moment in my life I was just clenched fist, wipe them out.
Yeah.
It's what you do, I guess, when you're emotional and angry. Certainly Pearl Harbor, there was somebody that actually voted against war. There was one woman. Everybody except this woman voted to go to war with Japan after Pearl Harbor. So there have always been people, there are more of them now, that are, I think, flat out anti-American. They're not for this country. We're the evil ones. We were premised on evil, slaves, bad foundation, bad. They just hate America, and we're hearing more of it because we have more social media to spread it, more news that are sympathetic or even agreeing with it. And that's not how I was raised. I love this country. I love the opportunities we have. It's not a given. We're not given anything but an opportunity. Life can't be fair. It just isn't. It's ups and downs. It's dealing with all of it. It's how you react to everything, because it isn't fair. There's things that happen that aren't fair. And you just have to work through the adversity. But this is the greatest experiment ever in human history, where you have a chance to be one, assimilate and actually be an American. You can't be a Saudi. You can't be French. You can't be German, because you're not. But in America, we all come together. That was the premise, and we tried to write that up. And I think the founding fathers are pretty smart in anticipating some of the things that would happen. And while not perfect, it's the best we have. The best justice system is here, where you are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, and all these other great attributes I think America brings. But it's a chance for you to come with nothing and end with something if you work hard enough. So is it proper for us to send people into war, because we've just watched the Iraq, we just watched Afghanistan. What happened there? What did we gain with 20 years in Afghanistan, which makes me pause going, do I want to get involved in Ukraine? Because keep in mind, when you send a human over there, they're coming back different.
Yeah.
If not dead, if not wounded, but they're going to be different. And then how many times do you say, well, the VA didn't do this, and we're not assimilating well? I mean, so you're talking about a whole bunch of people that have to figure out life when they come back with all kinds of issues. So I'm not saying we don't have to fight to protect what we have, but we have to be a little more careful about what we fight for. And we're not wanting to be Neville Chamberlains and all these people that are pacifists and never want to fight.
And when we leave, we should do it appropriately. I heard that we left a bunch of tanks and things like that behind in Afghanistan.
Of all the things that Joe Biden has accomplished, that was the worst thing he did, in my opinion. The worst was Afghanistan. You left $90 billion in weapons that probably going to be used against us, if not already now, with this Hamas. But it's out there. And all the Afghans that sided with us, that trusted us, were interpreters, were all these people. We left them behind.
Right.
And if they haven't been wiped out, they're in hiding and afraid.
That's right.
It's horrific how
of the airplane with people hanging off of it.
It didn't have to be like that. And so that's just heartbreaking, and nobody will ever trust that again, and maybe they shouldn't. So anyway, so there's a lot of things going on, but to just run over to Ukraine or run over to Israel, nobody's saying we're going to do that, but I'd be very careful to ever do that until absolutely we have to. And I think most Americans will feel that when we have to, but I'd be very careful based on the last 20 or 30 years of our intervention. There's some people that are rushing it, go wipe them out, let's go.
For sure.
And that's your feeling, that's fine, and maybe that's justified because you have a chance to defend your country when they're shooting kids and elderly and women and all these people, not to mention soldiers, but they're killing people. This was a terrorist attack on Israel. And they do have a right to defend, but their defense is going to be hard, and it's a lot of people are going to die that are just innocent people, and that's the hell of war.
Well, and when it comes to government moves, we don't have third in command, right? I mean, there's been this shift of power.
Well, we're looking for a House Speaker, and they'll get that here this week, I think. Yeah, but we haven't heard from Joe Biden. I mean, he sent out a release. He's supposed to talk today on it. But again, you jump to the front and say this is an atrocity. We can't believe it. But I'd be careful because war does make somebody money. I mean, there are people that make a lot of money on war, but the human damage and the carnage, those left alive, is pretty severe. We're going to ask John Pudner about it. He's a former Washington insider about the whole situation, what America should do. What should America be? I mean, if we're not going to police the world, I'm not suggesting that anymore, but we have to be ready in case we have to get involved. 7:30, back in a moment, ESPN 93.5.
Fox News, and I'm Chris Foster. More Israeli airstrikes hit Gaza. More than 700 Palestinians are reported to have been killed there since Hamas militants launched attacks in Israel Saturday. More than 900 deaths are confirmed in Israel, including about 260 people at a music festival.
We had to run away. Nobody really knew what to do. Some people laid on the ground. Some people ran away.
That's Maled Ben-Haim on Fox and Friends First. San Francisco police shoot and kill a man who drove into the lobby of the Chinese consulate building where people were waiting to apply for visas.
College student Tony Chin tells Fox 2 in San Francisco he and the others ran through the shattered door.
I turned back and I saw the guy was taking out a crossbow.
5 San Francisco police officers rushed in. Several gunshots were heard. The man rushed to the hospital but pronounced dead. No word yet on his identity nor his motive.
Fox's Jack Callahan. Police and the State Department are investigating. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, authorities investigating the cause of a fire at a commercial building in Champaign. That blaze broke out Saturday in the 2700 block of Hunman Drive. Firefighters able to quickly extinguish the fire. The good news, there were no injuries to report. State of Illinois awarding more than $2 million in grant money for over a dozen local bike path projects around the state. The Illinois Bicycle Path Grant Program provides financial assistance to eligible local units of government to assist them in the acquisition, construction, and rehabilitation of public off-road and non-motorized bike paths. Groundbreaking ceremony and remarks from elected officials and project leaders commemorating the construction of the new park and stormwater detention basin in the Garden Hills neighborhood at the Hedge Pop Park, 540 Hedge Road, Champaign. That's Tuesday. Today, 4:30 to 6. Tonight, presentation and groundbreaking at 5:30. If you plan on attending, enjoy the event. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Ben Ambas Saturday and a nip in the air this morning. A little frost scraping off the windshield and an otherwise mostly sunny day's worth of weather up to 62 this afternoon. A few degrees shy of normal on a light west-southwesterly wind down the increase for the afternoon, though. Winds will turn southerly for tonight. A partly cloudy sky and a chilly overnight low down to 39. Clouding over quickly tomorrow morning and late morning into the afternoon. Some shower activity breaks out tomorrow. South wind and high around 65. Not so chilly tomorrow night. Lows to the 50s. With a couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm around early and late, and a breezy, partly sunny, warmer day's worth of weather on Thursday. A stray shower, thunderstorm early and late, highs up to 76 degrees. Widespread showers, a couple of thunderstorms Friday, additional showers for the weekend, maybe an inch plus worth of rain, and higher totals to the north. Highs to about 70 and dropping on Friday, windy and cooler for the weekend. High temperatures in the 50s, nights in the 40s, maybe some wet weather as well into early next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
More on the war in Israel. President of Take Back Action Fund, who was a George W. Bush 2008, the only person in history to run a campaign defeating a majority leader. But he saved himself and got out of Washington and went to Milwaukee. On the Tapman's Joint phone line, John Pudner. How are you?
Good. I've got to address this misinformation, though. I always stayed at least 45 minutes outside of D.C. my entire career.
I see. Yeah, but when you went in, you came out needing a bath.
Yeah, let's
right?
take a shower.
There you go.
Ugh. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't fit in that town because I don't believe in what 85% of the people believe there. So if you believe that, you're probably in like Disneyland or something. It's so fun. Everybody's the same. We agree. Trump's a Nazi. Yay. John Pudner. Okay, I was just talking about when America should get involved in and in what. Because based on Iraq, based on Afghanistan, man, I don't know. I mean, we got to be careful. We need to be there when we need to be there, but that's always going to be subjective. But in the case of Israel, I mean, there's no defending this. You can talk about how bad Israel and policies and everything. You don't go shooting up people, women and children, elderly at a music festival, John.
No, and I mean this White House was supposed to be based on a return to normalcy, someone who knew how the world worked. Trump was too much of a wild card, and from the Afghan pullout through the kind of fiddling while Rome burns with this barbecue, a big party and live band playing. Hold
on, I want to make sure people know about this, but they had a barbecue day after the first attack on Israel. They had a barbecue. Because my inkling would be to probably cancel it and get on TV and talk about what's going on. But they had a barbecue for the people that worked at the White House, the janitors, the people that prepare the food. That's a nice thing, but we can do that another week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had the pool report have to say, hey, by the way, hear live band playing. Just the festive atmosphere. It's not what you want to convey. I mean, there's not quite an equivalency of what President Biden could have been doing, but when the towers went down, the guy I worked for years ago, George W. Bush, was standing on the rubble. I mean that says something. Whatever you agree or disagree over the years after that, but at that moment, you've got to be there for the moment.
Absolutely.
And just to not convey, we're locked in. And there was one kind of almost glib sounding interview with one of the administration, one of the spokesmen saying, and a few Americans have died. That's our top priority. It just sounded glib as opposed to,
John, the president's not making a decision over anything, nothing. So who is? Who's telling him, you got to have the party, it's fine? I mean, who's telling him that? Because I don't believe Joe Biden's deciding anything right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. There are two different theories on that, because one is that he kind of is nasty at snapping at people in meetings. It's kind of we all get grumpier as we get older, I'm sure. But so you hear that where it's just kind of impulsive, but yeah, clearly not well thought out, and it's just a pattern. I mean, I don't mean to equate the Afghan pullout with having a party, ignoring what's happening in Israel, but it's just a sign of weakness, and these things play out in the world, and every chance. Yeah, I think obviously you see the Russian invasion. A lot would say, hey, that's because of the sign of weakness or not being locked in. But then you go to China brokering talks between the Saudis and Iranians. I mean, you have to see a connection between $6 billion that Biden freed up to the Iranians. I mean, you have to fund an effort like Hamas just did. It does require money to do a lot of things logistically, and how you cannot make that connection, how the administration cannot see what's happening, and you would think the military would be locked in on this, and instead we're kind of talking about whether or not there are enough transgender people in the military. I mean, there's just no focus.
There's just not common sense. We're not yielding any common sense right now, because I know there are warships that have headed to that direction. I think they're going to be based in Crete, but they've got a bunch of them coming. And just in case. But at what point, John Pudner, do you act? Do you strike? Do you help? At what level do you help? And what is the discussion going on at the White House that 5 days later the president actually speaks about it? I mean, I don't understand.
Right. And certainly, the first thing you need to act is, a country inviting you in. And, I'm confident Israel at this point is looking for help they can get. I mean, this is worst attack in 50 years, and these reports that they're going to be publicly executing hostages. There's a point at which you go in, and I think there's been a touch of healthy isolationism, as you said. There are times when hey, are we overextended in peaceful times? But the rules change when hundreds of people get killed. And you have to be ready to act then. We've got to be the moral beacon for the world.
Okay. Could this be something to get us involved? As graphic and horrific as it is there a point there? Are they that planned and strategic with Iran?
Well, we always feel confident that the money that goes to Iran goes straight into Hamas. I mean, that was the concern with the $400 million that Obama famously shipped over in bills.
And unmarked planes and unmarked bills. I mean, that's shady in its own right. And then this $6 billion we released, well, that's going to be for humanitarian. If you got $6 billion line of credit or reserve, Can't you shuffle money around? You know, I mean, it's just like, come on, what are we doing?
Absolutely. You know, we've all done budgets, and there was the congressman who said years back, $1 billion there, $1 billion here. Pretty soon you're talking about real money.
Right.
You know, it's just there's no accounting on that.
John, how do you see this playing out immediately, short term? I think personally Israel isn't letting up, and they're going to go in hard and strong, and I think they want to wipe out Hamas. I don't think that's going to be possible because somebody's going to pop up and be Hamas again. And same for Hezbollah. I don't know what you do with that. In any event, how do you see it playing out?
Well, I think the shocker of the whole thing is just that Israeli intelligence is quite renowned, and the fact that they missed this coming, they're obviously going to have to be some retooling there, and what happens, and we count on them. I mean, the Israelis are the ones who get information in the Mideast, not to go through our history of some failures in the past, but we don't have the kind of assets in the Mideast to know what's going on when a terrorist attack is coming towards us. We really rely on the Israelis for that. That's why they're so important strategically. So, I do think the one congressman who said Israel's going to get bigger out of this instead of smaller, they almost have to. I mean, if someone flows in like that, you have to take territory back. And there have been times when peace accords have worked and they've given up land, but every time you do that, you put them at your border. I don't think we're worried about immigration, for different reasons from Mexico, but we don't have, an invading force sitting in Mexico. So to use that analogy, I mean, Israel's going to have to get bigger. They're going to have to take more territory and say, we're not letting you launch from this area. We're going to have soldiers here.
You think just the fact that they missed this is rocking Israel internally from the standpoint of what the heck? We're vulnerable, man. How'd this happen?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, they've and one of the liberal newspapers is even already going after the president and saying complete failure. Now they're left of center, and he's right. So there's politics even in crisis. But yes, I think it shakes us all when the Israelis don't have intelligence on something this big, and even now the after reports that they were training kind of out visibly on this. That's scary that wasn't caught.
John Putner, how can people find you?
Takebacaction.org. Sign up there, and we'll have a meeting in your area if we get a few people together.
You sound so normal from Milwaukee, so good for you. He escaped. John Putner, I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. From Milwaukee. He was a real insider, but he never lived in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Not
45 minutes out, he said.
In the swamp, but not of the swamp.
There we go.
7:43, sports headlines coming up.
Like every bank, there's a time every day when we stop making loans. But at Iroquois Federal, we never stop making a difference. Thanks to an amazing team of employees who give back to their local communities all over central Illinois. From hospital boards and local school programs to Kiwanis and the United Way, Iroquois Federal employees donated more than 1,000 volunteer hours last year. And we'll do it again next year, because the only thing we like more than making a loan is making a difference. Iroquois Federal, still friendly, still local, still here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first, you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com. We have a Stever. It is PDR Automotive.
Ooh.
A complete vehicle inspection. If you're concerned, you're driving your car a little longer these days, you can get an assessment of what you might be looking for down the road.
Okay.
Plus, if you want to do something immediately, I kick another $100 in. So it's $100 to get an assessment. Nice to have a 5-page color brochure of what your car is about.
Right.
I'm giving them away at GoStever.com, GoStever.com, PDR Automotive.
So many experienced mechanics there, and right off Cunningham and Urbana.
Well, they just plug in. They plug you into that fancy machine, tells you what you need to be doing, or if there's something critical now, just get it. If you're selling your car, have that in the front seat for somebody. If you're doing it by yourself, you got here's our deal.
Yeah.
Good shape. All right, here's your sports headlines.
Las Vegas over Green Bay 17-13 last night in NFL action. I was just looking ahead. Indianapolis is in Jacksonville. Minnesota will be at Soldier Field for the Bears. Matt Eberflus, the coach, talking about hiring a defensive analyst to increase the staff a little bit since Alan Williams has resigned back in September as defensive coordinator. Now, for our Illini, we're looking ahead to Maryland, 2:30. We've got some quotes from Barry Lunney now.
You know, obviously the first series of the game, we had a pretty nice drive pieced together, and then which, you know, really is irrelevant because we weren't able to finish it. You know, I'd much rather have an uglier drive that finishes with a broken play for a touchdown, you know, than a clean drive and then not able to execute when it matters to get the ball in. And so, obviously, when you look back at things with hindsight, you say, well, was this the right call? We felt good about the call, and we didn't execute when we needed to execute. And then later in the game, I didn't love the call, you know, on the 4th and 1. Something we'd use earlier in the game on 3rd and 1, and Caden had thumped through there for, I think, 3 on the first series of the drive, but a little bit different circumstance, 4th and 1. And, you know, I didn't do a good job putting our guys in good position, and we didn't execute. That's a bad combination. And so, but obviously those things have to be addressed and continue to put more emphasis on those situations to where we can execute better, and I can put our guys in a better position in those situations.
I mean, you just got to score. It's just like, okay, well, let's do this and that. It worked. Okay, you're a genius. It didn't work. What the heck happened? What happened? Huh? So more pressure.
That's right. Fighting Illini received a pair of top 5 scores. Jackson Buchanan, Max Herndine on day 1 of the Fall Invitational at Purdue to sit in 7th place through 36 holes on the 15-team field heading into today's round of action at the Ackerman Allen Golf Course. So go Illini on that. Big Ten Media Days up in Minneapolis for our Illini women's basketball team with Shauna Green stepping up to the mic, talking about her 22-10 season, and go Illini on that. I'm excited.
No, it'll be particularly when the school children show up. That one game.
Yes,
and the scream.
Like the field trip day in November.
It's going to be like they were trying to get 10,000 people in there.
Something. It was very high-pitched screaming noises throughout. I had some teachers saying my ears are still ringing after that.
Might bring plugs for that one.
And I think, wasn't it like the women scored 100 points against, you know.
Well, yeah, the opponent wasn't.
McNeese State or something.
But the kids are screaming for 2 hours. I loved it. Well, Amy was trying to sell her home because her mom, needed to move out, and she needed money to pay for long-term care. So another realtor said $130,000, and Amy found Nate Evans at the Nate Evans Group, and Nate said, "Nah, we can do better than that." Mm-hmm. They ended up selling it not for $130,000, but $162,000, giving Amy $32,000 more than the other agent wanted to start.
Yeah, don't let bad advice from inexperienced agents cost you thousands of dollars, especially in Amy's case. Every agent on Nate's team has been a part of more than 100 home sales in their career. So Nate Evans of the Nate Evans Group with eXp Realty can get you that immediate cash offer on your home. You're talking about your timeline. There's flexible fees. Sell your home for the most money possible and call the only agent I would call if I needed to sell my home. Nate Evans at 217-239-7113, or simply do an online search to Nate Evans Group to start packing.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
Ready for some much-needed pampering and girl time? Merle Norman is just the place. Join in on the fun and frolicking on Witch's Day Out, Friday, October 27th, starting at 11 at Merle Norman Cosmetic Studio. We're talking door prizes, a spinning wheel with prizes and treats, Gather your friends and jump on your broom for a day of fun. Learn what works for your skin and rock some hot new looks. It's the fun Witches Day Out at Merle Norman. Friday, October 27th, starting at 11.
We've got friends and family running, and at our Champaign location, we're doing 20% off for anybody that comes in, and it's a great time to get home finished before the holidays. It's like get the furniture before Thanksgiving dinner, before Christmas, and maybe the family's coming over to your house. So we've decided to run our friends and family promotion. We just got all new sectionals, so if you walk into the store, it looks like a different store.
Ashley Home Store, Friends and Family Sale, 20% off.
702 Anthony Drive in Champaign. The Champaign Park District has some terrific fall events to jot down on your day planner. Flannel Fest will be in downtown Champaign and Westside Park from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. October 14th and 15th with music, a mustache contest, and lumberjack show. The Great Pumpkin Hunt has you looking for small painted rocks in area parks throughout the month of October. On Wednesday, October 25th at Marketplace Mall between 5 and 7 p.m., enjoy the free Halloween Fun Fest. Learn more at champaignparks.com.
Tuesdays, we talk pets, doggies and cats. Dr. Todd Likens, the pet pro, Madison Kirby in Champaign. The puppies ought to be going home pretty soon, huh?
They're gone.
Whoa!
They're gone.
Wow.
We're down. We kept 2 out of this litter for our last private round of puppies. And, you gotta, the odds are hard to get everybody through all the stages of getting all their certification and everything. So we always keep 2 in case one of them has a problem.
Wow.
And, but anyway, it's better that way. They can fight with each other instead of tearing me up. So,
So what is it like in the house right now? I mean,
it is so quiet. I mean, it's so different. It's like I can wear short sleeve shirts again and not worry about getting scratches all over my arms and legs.
Oh boy! Anyway, that's something. I've seen a few clips of dogs and cats. I saw a cat, and the woman was going and the kitty go like imitating.
Wow!
I mean, maybe it's boof. Maybe it's fake, but man, I think sometimes doggies and cats have special talents too, like Boof.
Yeah, he's the official. He's guarding a bone and a ball and guarding us from the people walking in the door as we speak. So he's a good worker. Yeah, they do pick up on your behaviors and go with them. They watch us like our dogs watch us like hawks, and when we make a certain move, they know that's time to go outside. And it's time to do that. Fun.
And with the puppies, you have those kind of cue words where you're saying outside in a certain kind of way, or and to me, I think it's good training to have a plan B in case you are gone for an extended period of time to give the dog options as they grow. To, not have an accident on the carpet, but maybe on the tile in the bathroom or something and have the puppy pads in there. Have you heard that sort of thing, Todd?
I'll use puppy pads by my exit door where you go out to go potty.
Okay.
You always go out the same door to go potty. Well, that's where you put the potty pad. So if, in case you're tied up doing something, they're going to go to that area and you're not going to catch it, but at least they've got an option to go there. So that's a...
The Biden's dog commander got booted out of the White House.
Yeah.
I'm not
unbelievable.
Over a dozen incidents.
I'm not blaming the dog.
Right.
The dog was put in a bad situation, right? I mean, it's the doggy just maybe the dog has. There's a few dogs that have issues, but I don't believe
something's not right.
Something's not right for this dog to succeed, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's not. It's set up. Something's just not right. I mean, in the real world, the animal control officers wouldn't stand for a dog to have 12 bites. So something is way wrong with that setup in there. Maybe I don't know. I don't know the temperament of the dogs. I just don't know what goes on. But something's not right for that to happen like that.
Yeah, I can't believe they let 12 Secret Service guys get bit.
And those are the ones that were reported. I mean,
those are the ones.
Generally, after 2 here, a dog's in real trouble.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah, you one bite in Illinois. I looked that up. One bite in Illinois, and then the second one, you're in trouble. So it's
and they have rights to remove a dog or require all these muzzles and all these things must be in place if a dog's bitten more than once.
I hate to think it, but I don't want to be naive. There's probably people getting dogs for dogfighting in Champaign-Urbana, which makes me sick.
I have not seen dog injuries from dogfighting. I don't know where they're going. I'm sure it goes on out there. I'm out of the loop on that. I want to be out of the loop on that.
Right.
I report it.
Right.
And so, therefore, nobody will ever come here that's got a dogfight because they know I will.
Yeah.
So it just takes me out of the loop. And my world is home and here.
Yeah,
so.
I got you. And occasionally your bed, occasionally. So
occasionally.
Finally, before we let you go, Todd, we got, dare I say, Thanksgiving in a little more than a month. Every 6 weeks you can get your doggy all washed and cleaned up.
Yes.
Probably ought to be planning that, huh?
Oh, it's great stuff. People love it all the time when they have special occasions. We get our moms and pops all for adoption weekend last week, and they all had their baths, and they were all poofed out and smelling good. It's a great deal, and cut those nails, and we can drum them to make them so they don't cut you. It's all good stuff.
How much do you get a bath at your
do
place?
A lot of that here.
How much it cost? Not very much.
$30 if you can afford $30. It's a pretty good deal.
Heck yeah, that's a really good deal if you price it out there. Really
My
good.
little ZZ had a little fall bandana around her.
Smelled
A
so
little
good.
Grand doggy baby.
Miss Gina loves buying material. Of course, they like her out at the material store too. She buys a little bit of material out there.
So funny. How can people find you, Dr. Todd Likens?
Best way is to text us at 217-355-5051.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Todd.
All right, see ya.
It's 7:56 on the Tapman's Towing phone line. Generation Z, which is the younger generation, has little trust in the news, Congress, and the president.
Wow.
So you got that going for you.
It's just Generation Z?
Right. Yeah, that's all they did on this
Joining
survey.
everybody else,
I think you probably have more widespread, don't believe you going on right now.
Absolutely.
We're going to break for the news. Come right back. I'm Stevie Jay. That's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
And the news will be next on ESPN 93.5. It is now 7:57.
Hey, Illini fans, it's the best time of the year. Homecoming. We can't wait to see you back on campus and at Memorial Stadium on Saturday, October 21st versus Wisconsin. Make sure to get in town early Friday for the homecoming parade and pep rally. Tailgating, family, homecoming, and Illinois football. What could be better than that? Get tickets at fightingillini.com.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Take a look around your home. Is it finally ready for some much-needed updates? If you don't know where to start, then just meet with one of our experts. We'll help you find the perfect waterproof plank floor for your kitchen or that stain-resistant, super soft carpet for your bedroom. Finish your room update with a custom sofa and chairs, or choose a trendy in-stock dining set that's priced right. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Local, personal, trusted. Hi, this is Todd Durakan with First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, and we've been serving Champaign County since 1908. Our institution is safe, strong, and stable. We operate on a foundation of responsible and sound practices, and you can rest easy knowing we're your bank. Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial Inc., fast, friendly, and local, with local loan decisions and underwriting. If you're not already banking with us, give us a try, and we think you'll love it here. First Federal Savings Bank, 356bank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 435120.
Here's your OSF Healthcare Medical Minute.
Hi, I'm JT Barnhart, the president of OSF Heart of Mary Medical Center. Want to start by just thanking our providers and our staff, our mission partners at the hospital for the great care that they take of our community in providing the services. One of the new offerings that we have coming up in the next couple of months, we've recruited an interventional pain provider who will be able to do some of those injections and procedures to help people who are struggling with long-term pain. In conjunction with that, we have an orthopedic spine surgeon that will work together with the interventional pain provider to really offer a robust spine pain service for the community of Champaign-Urbana and the surrounding areas. We have also brought in a brand new open heart surgeon. He is doing a really good job, really helping us expand our heart program to be a more regional heart institute at OSF in Urbana. And so I want to just continue doing the great things that we're doing around our cardiac program to offer a great service for the community.
For more information, visit osfhealthcare.org.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
The best steaks in Central Illinois belong to one institution, and that's the Long.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Now up to more than 1,000 Israelis dead. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and a fourth day of fighting after Hamas's terror attack.
It's no surprise to us that once again they are wanting to terrorize the Israeli public.
Israeli Defense Forces Major Libby Weiss.
At least 11 American citizens killed in part of that death toll, and several, it is believed, Americans being held hostage.
It's 4 now believed that Hamas has that are American, about 150 hostages in all, and they're threatening to kill them. As Israel keeps bombing targets in Gaza, Fox's Greg Palkot is in Sderot near the border, says Hamas also is firing back.
We heard the Iron Dome in action, knocking down about 5 or 6 rockets coming from Hamas.
And sirens have blared in Tel Aviv, warning of more rocket fire. Hamas also warns Israelis to leave the Israeli town of Ashkelon. China's Middle East envoy is calling for a ceasefire. Saudi Arabia says it's in talks trying to prevent an escalation, and Iran is denying reports it helped Hamas militants plot the attack. President Biden will speak about the war later today. He already called Hamas's actions an appalling terrorist assault. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is no longer running against the president as a Democrat. He's now an independent and just told Fox he's appalled by Hamas's attacks.
Videos on social media of children in cages in Gaza, of Jewish bodies, of a teenage girl being abused in front of a crowd and people cheering.
And as for protesters claiming it's all Israel's fault,
to say that Israel is at fault for that is just perverse.
As for why Kennedy's now a third-party presidential candidate,
we need a strategy for unity. We need a strategy for bringing people together.
A Republican has dropped out of the presidential race. Will Hurd, a Trump critic, now endorses Nikki Haley. House Republicans gather again today. They're trying to determine who should be the next speaker a week after Kevin McCarthy was ousted. America's listening to Fox News.
Why are central banks quietly amassing mountains of gold? Because they know the dollar won't last. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to diversify your IRA or 401k into physical gold with Birch Gold Group. To see how it works, get a free info kit on gold by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust. So text SHELTER to the number 989898 to get your free info kit now.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
President Biden is said to be cooperating with the special counsel investigating his handling of classified documents. The president's been interviewed about what was found at his Delaware home and at a private office from his time as a senator and vice president. It's unrelated to the Trump classified documents case that led to an indictment. Now, the former president calls that and 3 other looming criminal trials a continuous witch hunt. He also said that about a civil fraud trial he attended for 3 days last week in New York.
Former Trump Organization Chief Financial Officer Alan Weisselberg is set to take the stand to talk about his role in preparing the former president's annual financial statements, as well as conversations they had while preparing the documents. Former President Donald Trump and his company are accused of fraud in the lawsuit brought by New York Attorney General Letitia James. The suit accuses Weisselberg of engineering Trump's financial statements to meet his demands that they show increases in his net worth and signed off on inflated valuations for assets despite appraisals for far less. Weisselberg served 100 days in jail earlier this year for tax crimes. In New York City, Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the day after the Dow gained almost 200 points. And nobody, again, won the Powerball jackpot last night.
That means Wednesday night's top prize is for $1.73 billion. That prize ranks as the second largest in Powerball in U.S. lottery history.
That's Fox's Chris DeMayo. In the baseball playoffs, the Diamondbacks win again.
He lifts one to deep left. Back goes Peralta, and he will watch it leave the yard.
Lourdes Gurriel's home run helped power Arizona to a 4-2 win over the LA Dodgers on TBS to take a 2-0 lead in their National League Series. Atlanta came back to beat Philadelphia 5-4, so the Braves tie the Phillies in that series. On Monday Night Football, Las Vegas beat Green Bay 17-13. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Rantoul police investigating a home invasion and robbery that happened last week. They're asking the public for help through Crime Stoppers in solving that crime. 2 armed men entering a home in the area of Chanute Street and Sangamon Avenue. One of the offenders said to have watched over the home's occupants. The other rummaged through the home. This week, National Fire Prevention Week. Learning about fire safety was at the front of everyone's minds at Family Day in Urbana. Urbana Fire Department showed what goes into fighting fires during the event in Lincoln Square Mall. Firefighters and police both focused on connection with people of all ages, showing how to stay safe. Dean of the Granger College of Engineering at the University of Illinois has been elected to a prestigious honor in the fields of health and medicine. The university announcing that Rashid Bashir was elected to the National Academy of Medicine in its class of 2023. Well, gas prices around the state stabilizing. Some instances, they've fallen a few cents. Look around for the best price. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim Miller. ESPN 93.5, 806. Weather brought to you by Watts Copy Systems. If you want a copier printing kind of analysis, you can call Greg Wolf at Watts Copy Systems, where service is more than a promise. Our meteorologist is Greg Solier, the learned one. Nice and cool this morning, my friend. What do you see on your maps?
Well, we see a little bit of everything for everyone around here, from this typical early October feel to maybe a little more of a November feel once again for the weekend. But in between, I know we juggled getting harvest and field work and backyard work going and landscape guys, but, we're still in the midst of this dry spell, drought-ridden areas across eastern Illinois, much of Indiana. So we need this time of the year for recharge. We'll get that here with some pretty impressive rainfall numbers coming in from Champaign on northward, and a little more stronger thunderstorm-oriented stuff here for the middle part of the week on south. Wind on the plains, snow in the mountains, and some significant rain over a wide area of the worst drought areas, the northern and western Corn Belt locales too. A little frost scraping, I'm sure, over the past hour or two, but up to 39 outward in Savoy, holding at 37 at Danville, 38 at Rantoul, and 41 at Bloomington normal. Mostly sunny day on tap, couple scattered fair weather clouds, and an afternoon high a little bit shy of normal at 62. Light west southwesterly winds will increase a little bit this afternoon. Lows near 40 tonight, clouding up quickly tomorrow. Shower activity breaks out later morning and more so tomorrow afternoon, the high up to 65. And we'll get a shower thunderstorm in spots early and late in the day on Thursday, but in between, partly sunny, breezy, warmer at 76. Back to near 70 and dropping with widespread showers and thunderstorms here on Friday, and more rain expected with showery weather for the weekend. Gusty northwesterly wind, high temperatures in the 50s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. Brandy, are you there?
I am.
Brandy Grants, is that correct? G-R-A-N-S-E, is that right?
Yes. Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Champaign County Regional Planning Commission. Sounds like you got a few jobs open, huh?
Yes, sir, we do.
Well, tell me
I
about
want
it.
to thank you for inviting me to the show.
Well, of course, we're happy to have you. I mean, we want to help local people get local jobs that are...
And working with kids is such a fun gig.
Absolutely. We are having a hiring event on October 11th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the RPC Early Childhood Education Center, located at 103 South Country Fair Drive in Champaign. And we are looking for some positive candidates who want to make positive impact on children's lives and support families in reaching their goals.
There are jobs, and then there are purposeful jobs. And if people out there going, some people don't even care exactly what they earn, they just want to make a difference. This is one that can make a difference.
Absolutely. They can make a difference, and it can also help them change, their lives as well. We offer free tuition to earn their degrees and also certification. We have 17 paid holidays, sick time, personal time, and also retirement. So we can really help people in this community.
Okay, so you got this tomorrow, right? Wow.
Yeah, it is tomorrow, October 11th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Okay, again, where am I going? Where am I going? You said Country Fair?
Absolutely. It's 103 South Country Fair Drive.
Okay, and I can go in anytime between 9 and 12. Resume needed?
Absolutely. If people can bring in their professional letters of reference, resumes, and proof of education, we can get them started in an interview process and hopefully get them hired on the spot.
Could you describe their day? What would their job look like?
Oh, gosh. So a day at Head Start is greeting our children into the program, reading to them, providing lesson plans, activities, really working on getting the children ready for school. It is a great day to, just be with the kids, learn about what is happening in our world today, and bringing that education to them. And also inspiring them on their ideas.
Yeah, right. And little hugs and love and stuff like that. I mean, the little kids are
lots of hugs and love. Yeah,
they're just, and they say the darndest things, don't they? It's just really fun to be around the little ones. There's just no doubt about it. Okay, what ages are the early childhood kids?
We serve children 6 weeks to 5 years of age,
okay.
And we also work with pregnant women.
Oh. Wonderful. Okay, Brandy, we appreciate this. Country Fair Drive tomorrow, 9 to noon. You had a chance to get a really fun job, one that'll really help have purpose and meaning and important, and we need good people. Brandy Granz, again, one more time, how can they learn more on the website and the address for tomorrow's 9 to noon job fair?
Our website is ccrpc.org, and they can call our call 217-328-3313 and get more information. And the hiring event is on October 11th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at 103 South Country Fair Drive in Champaign.
I still remember some of the people that helped our little guys at that age, because you remember, because they love them so much and they can't wait to go see them.
That's right.
It's wonderful.
Well, and Brandy, the benefits to people working with Champaign County Regional Planning Commission, just hit that real quick. Isn't there like 17 paid holidays?
She just said that.
Okay, great.
That's exactly
right. And we have new competitive wages. Yes. So, teachers starting out at $25 an hour if they have a bachelor's degree.
Dang, nice.
Teacher aides, cooks, and clerks starting out at $18.
Nice.
And all of that depends on their education and years of service in the field. So it could be much higher. So please come out and check us out.
Nice. Brandy, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Champaign County Regional Planning Commission. Brandy Grants, we appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Our pleasure. Very nice.
ccrpc.org/careers for details.
And Diane running around doing other things.
Right. But 9 a.m. to noon tomorrow.
You can't say it enough. 17 paid holidays.
Right.
How many do we get? The heck?
That's what I was saying.
What the heck?
I mean, it could be that we would have been off yesterday for Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day, but, I felt like I needed to work that one. There are people, though, that schedule everything around their kids' holidays from school.
No, it's fine. But
Jay Lehman's one. We were expecting him yesterday, and now he's coming today.
Yeah, but it's Columbus Day.
Yeah.
It was Columbus Day yesterday.
Right.
Okay. All right, 8:13, sports headlines. Coming up.
The best steaks in Central Illinois belong to one institution, and that's the Long Branch Steakhouse in beautiful downtown eclectic Gifford. I'm Jay Lehman. I'm a regular at Long Branch Steakhouse. I take my wife. I take my kids. I love the fried pickles, fried mushrooms, the onion rings, and of course, the steaks. The ribeye is my personal favorite. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 5 to 9. Tell Donnie Jay Lehman sent you. Don't forget the mac and cheese. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 5 to 9 in downtown Gifford.
specializes in the delivery of tools and supplies within a 150-mile radius of Champaign-Urbana. Reliable, timely, and with reasonable prices. Crossroads Contractor Supply knows what equipment and tools are needed for your job. Get the job done right with proper tools and equipment. Did something break? Construction materials, tools, as well as safety equipment, all available at Crossroads Contractor Supply. Visit crossroadscontractorsupplyil.com.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
These days, it seems like bank names are changing faster than a forecast in February. But at Iroquois Federal, we're still the same community bank we've always been. For more than 135 years, we've built relationships by helping build the things that matter, whether it's a business, a back porch, or the building blocks of a better life. If you're looking for a bank that's here for the long haul, swing by today and see for yourself why different rules. Iroquois Federal, still friendly, still local, still here.
Here's what one shopper said about Pard's Western Shop in Urbana, 306 North Maple, between Maine and University. He said, sure, you can find booths at some big box stores, but nothing like Pard's selection. They're unique, they're local, and they have an excellent store. So many people that visit Pard's in Urbana say the same thing. Pard's in Urbana, 306 North Maple. You can find the best boots in the world and shop local. Visit pards.com, pards.com. Well, new poll says Generation Z, younger people, have little trust in news, Congress, and the presidency. Good to have... I mean, Diane had the good question. Just Generation Z, certified management consultant, president of DFW chapter of the Institute of Management Consultants, James Tallarico. I mean, I don't think anybody trusts anything right now, James.
You're absolutely right about that. But I think the situation is particularly acute in the case of Gen Zers because they've only grown up in an environment where there's been political division, scandals, and such. So that's one of their concerns, but their concerns are also unique because of their economic situation. So a lot of them are having problems with their college loans. Housing affordability is an issue, and as far as getting a job, that can be difficult because it's a very competitive market. Generally, they don't feel as though the government is conscious of those issues as well as social issues that are high on their agenda. In addition, in their case, when we talk Gen Z, we're talking 11 to 26-year-olds. And so the pandemic affected their lives. They weren't able to go to school, didn't see their friends. I think that's part of it. And the last part is another common issue with respect to technology and privacy.
Well, again, and it sounds like if I'm going to get an 11 to 26-year-old interested in my company, I better be socially conscious and environmental and things that matter to them. And they also they don't just want a check, man. They want a reason, right? They want purpose.
Yep. Yeah. So certainly from a job perspective, that's the case. And some of these other issues, though, I think will help. Introducing more accountability in government, transparency, engaging people. I was on another interview on this topic, and they said that they don't have any interest. Well, lots of times you don't have interest if you don't think people are hearing you. Mm-hmm. So I think we have to be proactive, and we have to get them involved in the process. I'm a baby boomer, and we had to do a civics class. I think we need to get them more engaged in government, understand how it works. So there's a lot of things that we can do to help make things better.
So if
go ahead.
Just going to say, James, if I'm 22 years old, talk to me like you want me to work for you.
Well, I think in large part it comes down to the things that are universal. You want to ask them what they expect out of the job. Mm-hmm. As a business consultant, one of the things I do is I recommend to our clients that we actually put together a training plan so they can see what their future is all about. And you have to work with people. Communications is a huge problem in society, but also in business. So I think that's part of it. Although they are different in terms of their work habits. They value family and so forth. So So it's a tough thing to bridge because it is a little unique, but I think those universal things are important.
How would you bridge the I want flexibility when the 39-year-old doesn't get it? That's a trick, isn't it?
It is. And, again, it comes down to communications. They need to understand why it's important. Flexibility in the workplace, though, is helpful. And, we have remote working now. That's a reality. So to some degree, with some companies, there is that flexibility.
Yeah, I think you're going to have that if you're going to get into the younger ones. And they're really smart, right? I mean, there's a lot of computer whizzes out there that certainly could lap me any day.
Absolutely. And, that's a good way to connect with them as well. They're very digitally oriented. And so, again, we need to focus on their needs and communicate with them the way that's effective.
All right, James, nice meeting you. How can people connect with you?
Well, I'm all over social media. I go by James J. Tallarico Jr., so you can Google me. I have 30,000 LinkedIn followers. My consulting practice is called Greater Prairie Business Consulting. You can find me there. I've actually written a book on ethics, which won 3 awards, and it helps companies improve their focus on ethics. So lots of great content. Encourage people to connect.
And last thing, how do I get a 24-year-old really good at speaking versus texting?
Good question. If we knew the answer to that, then life would be easier for everybody. But what is interesting is that people do prefer certain things. Some people like to pick up their phones, some people like to text, and the reality is, if we want to connect with them, we have to connect the way they like to interact.
Yeah. Speak their language. Hey, nice meeting you, James. Thanks for your time.
Same here.
On the Tapman's Towing phone line, James Tallarico today from Dallas, ESPN 93.5. Yeah, listen, it's you just and listen. Haven't there always been differences in generations? I mean, think about when you were 18 and what you were thinking and how long your hair was,
right?
And all of those things, and they didn't get it. They just don't get me, man.
Right?
They just don't get me.
The clothes that you were wearing and the way you were talking and the music that you listened to and all of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I always, frankly, though, maybe I was a nerd. I always thought the music was too darn loud. I always did.
Right? Even as a youngster?
As a young, I just thought, my ears hurt. I can't hear the lyrics. It's all distorted. Why does this make sense? I never understood that. I just thought it was too loud.
Okay.
It's like the Emperor and the No Clothes.
Inside the last week, there was a jam that came on, and I had all the way up in my van. All the way up.
Well,
I kept trying to turn it up louder. It was so fun.
Differences are differences.
Exactly.
I don't like it when it hurts.
And see, I've just never had that.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I don't know. In the end, your hearing's probably going to last longer.
I don't know about that. What? And I don't know about that. I'm just saying that when you're at a concert and it kind of hurts, does it make sense? Or is your adrenaline taking over and you're whatever, right. And then it's like screaming when you're drunk and you're hoarse the next day,
right?
Because your inhibitions were
right.
But I think maybe the concert goers, they clearly turn it up because they want to stimulate you and jack you up.
Right.
So you remember like, wow.
And then you want to buy the T-shirt even though it's $50
exactly.
and all this other stuff.
So there's strategy there because you left and you got so hyped, but your ears hurt. And I never, even young, I thought it hurt.
Yep,
I didn't like it.
I've had ringing ears after concerts, for sure.
I don't know. Anyway, that's just the, fact that I'm 150 years old. 8:23.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The International Monetary Fund says it's expecting limp global economic growth this year and next. It sees U.S. growth at 2.1% this year, 1.5% next year. PepsiCo shares are up 1% after its upbeat quarter. Palantir shares are rising up 6%. The data analytics company says it has a new Army contract for artificial intelligence that is worth up to $250 million. General Motors shares are slightly lower. Its labor issues have expanded. The Canadian Auto Workers Union is now on strike against GM. And Hyatt Hotel shares are rallying up 5%. The hotel giant will join the S&P Mid-Cap 400 prior to the opening of trading on Thursday. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
from the Fox News Podcasts Network.
I'm Janice Dean, Fox News senior meteorologist, and my brand new podcast, the Janice Dean Podcast, is launching on the Fox News Podcast Network. Every week, I'll be focusing in on a person, a place, or a thing that deserves your attention because it makes the world a better place. Be sure to subscribe to the Janice Dean Podcast at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And don't forget to spread the sunshine.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Make a difference in your community and start a rewarding career when you join RPC's Early Childhood Education Team. The Regional Planning Commission will be interviewing for open positions within the program at a hiring event on Wednesday, October 11th at the Early Childhood Education Center, 103 South Country Fair Drive. Attendees are encouraged to bring resumes and references. Don't miss this hiring event for the Early Childhood Education Program with the Regional Planning Commission. It's October 11th from 9 to noon at 103 South Country Fair Drive in Champaign.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
We didn't get to our sports headlines. The hockey season starts tonight, huh?
And the highly anticipated debut of the 2023 number one overall draft pick, which was Connor Bedard, as the Blackhawks officially turned the page from the days of Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane. So it'll be interesting to see the contest. I think it's 7 o'clock tonight with Pittsburgh's Penguins. So always fun to watch games at Pia's 1609 West Springfield Avenue. We're also getting in the zone for that homecoming show on the 20th as you join us for the drive after 3, and that'll be a great party. Of course, we've got the homecoming festivities with the parade on Friday the 20th at 5:30, the 6:30 pep rally in Grange Grove, and we'll be playing Wisconsin. They've said the game will be 2:30 instead of 11 or 2:30. They've called it against Wisconsin at Memorial Stadium for homecoming weekend.
Okay, so you drop your mail in one of those mailboxes that's you drive through and just pop it in there. You know, they're all over town. Apparently, I don't know if you do that anymore.
Well, people do steal financial information.
Well, they steal checks.
Yes.
And then check wash.
That's right.
Because that has a big article on it today. I don't know.
Especially the ones that you can reach in, but some of them just have a slot.
Yeah, you just pull it open and put it in and it goes down. I don't know how you reach in. Anyway, it's a big one.
Right.
It's way at the bottom.
And to me, it'd be very obvious if you're trying to fish around in there.
No, but if you
just
break it at 3 a.m. or something, nobody's going to
guess.
But I don't understand. Isn't that like a major federal crime to touch a major?
But there's incentive because it's money, and then they've got your account information.
Maybe nothing ever happens to anybody anymore on anything. You know, do you even go to jail for that?
Right.
It depends.
I'm getting so much spam on my phone. It's really frustrating.
No, and you got to be careful because it'll say it's from your bank or something. I
know.
And so if you...
I got one this morning. I texted Mike saying, "Hey, somebody $993."
Yeah, no,
Nope, it's spam. Don't touch it.
Well, doesn't it say a bank you know?
I mean, it has all the Busey stuff on it.
I got 4 of them this morning.
Right.
So there is definitely all kinds of bad things going on. These are major crimes that they might be, again, in another country. So
right.
And they're just wanting to fish for your information. A couple of them had NL at the very end, .nl. That's like the Netherlands.
That's right.
Like,
and that's what...
You don't notice that because you just...
Yeah, we called our main bank, and they talked us down from being frantic about this, saying, you got to look at... There was one word that wasn't proper grammar. And, of course, if it's a big institution handling your finances, they're going to get everything right.
The whole thing about no consequences for breaking the law. It is you're going to get what you're going to get. If nobody gets in trouble for doing bad things, and they're going to keep doing bad things, and more people do bad things.
Yeah.
You have to have a set of rules. If you're a rule breaker, it's one thing. If you're a law breaker, it's entirely another. I mean, there just has to be consequences if you beat up a mailman and steal the stuff, right? I mean,
agreed.
What the heck? And yet it's just like you're a racist bigot, homo. You're picking on somebody because they're Hispanic. What?
What is that?
It's something that is exasperated from the woke crowd that has gone woke crazy. And it's tearing us apart.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have some common sense and understand that if you break the law and you steal $1,000 in stuff, you ought to go to jail.
Yeah.
And if
Period.
And these aren't first-time people. And, I was on jury duty 15 years ago, and the person that they were trying was for marijuana sale. And I'm going, what the world? It's a marijuana sale. It was the 11th conviction.
Oh, man.
How many times do you allow this?
Just not getting the message on that. You need something to help in recovery.
But if you're not going to go after bad people, then there'll be more bad people because they're going to steal stuff.
Right. They just get away with it and think it's okay.
All right. Break for the news. Back another 25, 30 minutes with you. Stand by 8:30 in Champaign-Urbana.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Families of 4 missing Americans believed to be held hostage in Gaza, taken from Israel, are pleading for their safe return.
My mom devoted her life to helping other people of all races and genders in her practice as a nurse.
Arnetta, speaking in Tel Aviv, Israel, says his mother was taken from her home. More than 1,000 deaths are now reported in Israel. More than 700 Palestinians are reported dead in Gaza.
We've been hearing Israeli jet fighters over our heads all day, pounding positions in Gaza. We've been seeing dozens and dozens of tanks lining up, getting ready for a possible incursion.
Fox's Greg Palcott, the Israeli military is reporting killing around 1,500 Hamas terrorists since their incursion into Israel Saturday. House Republicans here today behind closed doors from the 2 declared candidates for House Speaker, Jim Jordan and Steve Scalise. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. State of Illinois awarding more than $2 million in grant money for over a dozen local bike path projects around the state. Illinois Bicycle Path Grant Program providing financial assistance to eligible local units of government to assist them in the acquisition, construction, and rehabilitation of public off-road non-motorized bike paths. A funeral home in Carlinville having its license revoked. Hines Funeral Home had its license to operate in Illinois revoked. It followed the investigation into the facility's handling of human remains. The probe discovered numerous incidents of families being given the wrong remains. The funeral home's been in business now over 160 years. Illinois State Police teaming up with the Effingham County Sheriff's Office to increase traffic enforcement along the I-70 corridor due to an increase in crashes. ISP and Effingham County Sheriff's Office conducting enforcement details for speeding and other reckless driving behaviors. Be sure you're aware and to slow down. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Hey, it's Stevie J. We have a Stever offer for you, the program where I, Stevie J, give you my money and you, wonderful person, spend it and keep it. All right, today from PDR Automotive, you heard me talking about John Marshall, the owner of PDR Automotive. Honest, talented, great staff. They can fix your car, truck, van, whatever automobile you have. Today's Stever offer, I'll give you a complete vehicle safety inspection, which is about $100. And then I'll give you another $100 to get whatever you might need fixed. $100 toward repair. The complete vehicle safety inspection. Why not? I'll pay for it. And then if you need stuff, I'll give you another $100 toward anything that might need done. That's your Stever offer from PDR Automotive. So all you have to do is go to GoStever.com, click accept, GoStever.com, click accept if you're interested. You're getting an email tonight if you're a winner. PDR Automotive, GoStever.com, click accept, and good luck.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and vicinity, and a little patchy frost out there across parts of the area, but otherwise a decent day's worth of weather as the day wears on. Temperatures a bit on the cool side, but expected to recover ahead of a significant wet weather maker for the middle part of the week, and another cool-off slated with some additional shower activity come the weekend. So some patchy frost early on this morning, a mostly sunny cool day's worth of weather at 62, bit of a west southwesterly wind, partly cloudy tonight, chilly down to 39. Cloudy over for the day tomorrow, maybe a shower in spots for the mid to late morning. Otherwise, showers are likely tomorrow afternoon. Highs up to 65 as winds turn southerly. A couple of showers and thunderstorms in spots tomorrow night, lows in the 50s. Partly sunny, breezy, warmer for the day on Thursday. Stray shower thunderstorm early and late, the high to 76. And widespread rains for Friday. Additional upcoming weekend wet weather too. High temperatures up near 70 on Friday. Just 50s for highs Saturday and Sunday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Are you tired of getting the short end of the stick and always being stuck with cold water for your showers? Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing is here to help. With current tax incentives and rebates, you can save up to $900 on a high-efficiency tankless water heater, unlimited hot water, and saving on your energy bills. It seems like the best gift you could give your home. With the current promotion of 0% financing for qualified applicants, you can't afford not to call. 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit bulldoggybag.com.
That's bulldoggybag.com.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Short-term market fluctuations can be unnerving for everyone. A proven way to tune out the noise and focus on long-term investment goals is to adhere to a well-constructed investment plan. This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. If you don't have a plan in place, we can help create one designed specifically for you. Call us today for a complimentary consultation. Contact us at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
All right, 837, ESPN 93.5. You're always welcome to Texas, 217-359-2255. So the day 4 war on Israel, Hamas threatens to execute hostages, will show online. Can't you just cut all live broadcasts from the Middle East? Certainly you can say no live broadcasting from Israel right now. Or you narrow down to just right in the Gaza Strip. It's just no live broadcast. Can't you do that? Can't you block that?
I would think so.
You can't do pornography. Somebody will block that, right? Tell me they've got some sort of control on what's being streamed. I think they've streamed murders before. I've not seen them, thankfully, but I think people have tried to do that. Or suicides or something. Like, don't they have controls on that? Don't you have a way to just say you're not going to go live? They might videotape it and try and get it out there somewhere, but you don't have to do it live. Because I just don't think Israel's going to stop anything right now. You go in and machine gun down women and children, see piles of bodies, it's just not going to. You're going to try and get them out, the hostages, but you're not stopping. And it's going to be brutal.
Well, the TV has families of missing Americans call on Biden to act on the.
What do you do? What do you do?
Right.
I mean, this is Israel's thing, right? You're just not. You can't go machine gun women and children and kidnap a child who's 3, and expect people to say, "Okay, you got me. Can we please get them back?" It's not happening. This is right after that's their 9/11. That's what they're thinking. After 9/11, we weren't probably going to want to find the Osama bin Laden family and and have a picnic. There's so much emotion right now. And it's just, you grab a 3-year-old as hostage, really? And they're going to shoot a 3-year-old? That's not going to help their cause. I mean, what they did and the way they did it, I mean, if they had grievances, you just never, ever do what they did. And there's no mercy for that. Even Rashida Tlaib, who's pro-Palestinian and still waving a flag outside her office for them. But she says, I grieve for all that died, right? I mean, so the squad has said, well, can't condone. They all, say we don't agree with what you did. At least they said that. But it's, you don't do that and gain sympathy. You get revenge. I mean, I think Israel will be very forceful over the next few weeks, and it's not going to be good from the standpoint of life. So it's but I don't believe that whatever social media, you can't just flip a switch and says all of Israel has no live capabilities, or you turn off the internet or something. You've got to be able to do that, right? Can't the president of the United States flip off the internet for me? An emergency, state of emergency, we have to. I can't believe you can't at least stop murders on TV, murders online, because that'd be devastating for the families. It'd be horrible.
Well, how are Jewish Americans feeling about this right now? I wonder. I guess we need to find out what's their feeling.
Well, they're going to be outraged, right? What do we feel about 9/11?
Right.
We were all outraged. And for a minute, the country was truly united. And George Bush spoke on that Friday night, and he and Tom Daschle, who was the Senate Majority Leader at the time, kind of hugging, and it was just a moment of real unity. And what to do about it was always I don't know. And you remember he stood on the rubble and said, you can't hear me? Well, they're going to hear from us.
Yeah.
And they went crazy, and everybody wanted to get those responsible. So we went into Afghanistan and ended the Taliban for then. They're back. They're completely back. And then we thought Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. Everybody, Hillary Clinton voted for. Was that bad information? I don't know. But we went into Iraq and ended Saddam Hussein and found him in a hole, and he ended up being executed on trial in Iraq. And I don't know what that did for me. How's Iraq doing these days? Anyway, it's just really hard. I remember Colin Powell had told President Bush, if you go into Iraq, you're going to own it. And remember, everybody voted and they had a purple finger for the first time. It's very, very hard when countries are steeped in another generation to assume they can assume our life, because our life has come through a lot of blood as well. The Civil War. I mean, we've had all kinds of stuff as we've evolved over time. To assimilate and have all nations together is unheard of. It just doesn't happen. So you get in your corner, I get in my corner. What America's tried to do over the years has been remarkable, and I think amazingly successful, to give people hope and a chance, and to have freedom and liberty and all these things and rights. And so, there are just people that will dispel what we are and think that we're based on evil and all these other things, and they live amongst us. And I think they're not very many, but I think there's enough to get a voice because of social media and all the coverage they get on the network news. Okay, 8:42. Check your sports headlines coming up.
You've changed thousands of diapers, cut hundreds of crusts, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose, because you'd do anything for your kids. That's why it's important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. The Brian Hansen State Farm Agency will make it easy and affordable to help protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you'd do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call me, State Farm Agent Brian Hansen in Champaign-Urbana today. For details, visit brianismyguy.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
By now, you've all heard the expression, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. But who are they? They, the PDR staff, understand that a name is only as good as the people that represent it. The PDR staff has more than 335 years of combined automotive experience. Several employees now on staff for more than 25 years. PDR, more than just a name. Family owned and operated, now celebrating over 50 years in business.
Like every bank, there's a time every day when we stop making loans. But at Iroquois Federal, we never stop making a difference. Thanks to an amazing team of employees who give back to their local communities all over central Illinois. From hospital boards and local school programs to Kiwanis and the United Way, Iroquois Federal employees donated more than 1,000 volunteer hours last year. And we'll do it again next year, because the only thing we like more than making a loan is making a difference. Iroquois Federal, still friendly, still local, still here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Diane Ducey here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, it's always a good time to sell your home.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
All right, sports headlines. The tendency, if I were the coach of the Fighting Illini, is to take more control and to say, okay, I got this. I'm going to do this. Brett Bielema said, I ain't doing that.
You know what? I don't. You know, you can ask my coaches, but I've never called a game when we were, you know, at this time. A year ago, we were obviously 5-1. The year before that, we were 2-4. We're 2-4 once again. Obviously, I don't want to be where we're at, but it is what it is. And I would tell you that in all 3 seasons, my demeanor and my approach to how we game plan and what we do hasn't changed at all. I think offensively, defensively, there might be certain things each week that I feel like, hey, I really need to talk to them about this. I think in this case, Maryland, it's a dramatically different offense than what we just faced, right? So to have the game plans be in the same realm isn't really real. On defense, on the flip side, offensively, you know, this is a group that has some carryover. And then, you know, even though we didn't play him a year ago, the coordinator that's there now, he's been there the entire time with Locke. So there's a lot of carryover defensively since Mike's been there over the last 4 years. So I don't think so. I think the urge would be there, but again, this is my 15th year as a head coach. You hire good coaches to be good coaches, and
that's what he does. But I mean, imagine if you run a company and the guy's in charge of distribution and stuff happens, so you're going to go down and be in charge of distribution. He's running like a CEO. You got guys in departments, you report, and you have meetings, you talk about it. Is that the best thing? And then he lets them coach, because you see him on the sideline. He's not in the huddles for all those offensive meetings and defensive meetings. He had head guys for that. I think he paid $1 million a year, so it's not like, you know, you're hiring good people. And sometimes stuff works and sometimes it doesn't. It might be the talent, it might be the scheme. Mm-hmm. And the bottom line is it's Brett Bielema's baby, right? He's the head coach. He's responsible for it all. But his management style is hire good coaches to be good coaches. I agree with that. Hopefully it's good.
Yep.
If it's not, then you make changes. Like, he fired his offensive coordinator after 12 months the first time. First year, after the first year, he let the guy go. So he's not going to be afraid to make changes. I think that's true.
Right.
If we need him.
Maryland, 2:30.
And by Friday, I'll have us beating them. But as of Tuesday, it's like, ooh. And
Still a little raw, huh?
Because nobody thinks we're going to win, right? They're 14.5 points and really good. And there's no way. That's when stuff jumps up in sports, and all of a sudden you're all set for basketball, and then you got to go back to football. If you beat Maryland, we'll come back to football. Okay.
That's right.
Because then you're thinking, well, I beat Wisconsin. Homecoming. I'm telling you, by Friday, I'll whip it up. Anyway, Jay Lehman is on today. He wasn't on yesterday because his kids are out of school.
That's right.
So he's got an hour of power coming up. It's an hour of fun.
It is.
Jay Lehman, 3 o'clock, repeated in the 5 o'clock hour. Don't miss this hour of what Jay thinks.
And, of course, he talks a lot about Big Ten football, but with Las Vegas beating Green Bay 17-13, and the upcoming contest in the NFL this weekend with Indianapolis at Jacksonville and Minnesota at Chicago to face the Bears in Soldier Field. Your New Orleans Saints are in Houston, Stevie, just to keep you up to date.
Hey, Houston's been unexpectedly. They were supposed to be doormat, and then they got the the kid from Ohio State, the rookie that's actually good. He's the best of the bunch right now. And Houston's real. They're pretty good.
Opening night NHL action, and we have the Blackhawks in Pittsburgh at 7 o'clock this evening. And when it comes to baseball, Braves over the Phillies 5-4, series tied at 1 apiece. Arizona beat the LA Dodgers 4-2. Diamondbacks are up 2-0. Today at 3:07, Houston and the Twins 1-1 on that series. The Rangers are up 2-0 over Baltimore right now, and that contest is at 7:03. Now we'll have our U of I men's golf, 7 out of a 15-team contest in Purdue at West Lafayette right now. And we also had the Big Ten Media Days for women's basketball, and Shauna Green representing our Illini.
Yeah, I think everybody's pretty fired up about women's basketball.
That's
too.
right.
I think we're fired up for men's. I think there's still some feeling out there that can we shoot the 3 ball, and we'll see about the men. But the women have a lot of energy going on, and who knows? Who knows what the potential is in State Farm, because I couldn't believe they had 6,500 in there. I think they're getting more this year in some games.
Yeah.
So did they get 8,000 this last year? Anyway, it's growing.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the real flight risk of all of it, because, if Connecticut or Tennessee or something like that.
Right.
Because Shauna Green would be one of those young enough. What they do to Illinois, they turned her, that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And I think she's making $800,000 a year. I don't know what a going top women's coach makes, but it's going to be more than 800 now.
Mm-hmm.
Price of poker's gone up for everything.
That's right.
All right, 8:49. We'll check Greg's weather one more time. Coming up.
Everybody needs insurance, and that's why I love Kyle Lewis at Insurance Providers Group. This is Jay Lehman, All-American linebacker. Kyle provides auto, life, health, and all kinds of commercial lines of insurance. They are my one-stop shop for all my insurance needs, and all my rental properties are insured by IPG. That's why you need to email Kyle at IPGINS.com. Kyle at IPGINS.com.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Ben Nevis, Saturday, and a nip in the air this morning. A little frost scraping off the windshield, and an otherwise mostly sunny day's worth of weather, up to 62 this afternoon. A few degrees shy of normal on a light west-southwesterly wind down the increase for the afternoon, though. Winds will turn southerly for tonight. A partly cloudy sky and a chilly overnight low down to 39. Clouding over quickly tomorrow morning and late morning into the afternoon. Some shower activity breaks out tomorrow. South wind and a high around 65. Not so chilly tomorrow night. Lows to the 50s. With a couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm around early and late, and a breezy, partly sunny, warmer day's worth of weather on Thursday. A stray shower, thunderstorm early and late, highs up to 76 degrees. Widespread showers, a couple of thunderstorms Friday, additional showers for the weekend, maybe an inch plus worth of rain, and higher totals to the north. Highs to about 70 and dropping on Friday. Windy and cooler for the weekend. High temperatures in the 50s, nights in the 40s, maybe some wet weather as well into early next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Hey, Illini fans, it's the best time of the year, homecoming. We can't wait to see you back on campus and at Memorial Stadium on Saturday, October 21st versus Wisconsin. Make sure to get in town early Friday for the homecoming parade and pep rally. Tailgating, family, homecoming, and Illinois football. What could be better than that? Get tickets at fightingillini.com.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
Yeah, Long Branch Steakhouse up there at Gifford, open Wednesday through Saturday, 5 to 9. Did you see the picture of Donnie's new invention?
I did.
It's the filet Oscar.
Yes.
I'd never heard of that.
I hadn't either.
It has a sauce over the bacon wrap filet.
And it's got either a shrimp or some crab
show
on
that
top.
Show that on your camera
if
there.
you'd like to
Get a little closer
check
there.
that out.
That's really nice looking thing.
Yeah.
Like a magazine shot.
I
Diane's
know.
camera.
Better Homes and Gardens or whatever.
Well, that's been a hot seller.
So
right
that one
now.
was the crab.
That's crab. I mean, they have a shrimp one too.
Yes, and let me try to see
I think
if
I
I
do
can
the crab
flip to
because it
that.
seems a little more significant and more crab on there. 'Cause- Ooh, that looks good too.
Yeah, it does. And a special sauce, Bernays or something.
He invented it. It's like the frog dressing.
Exactly.
He won't tell me what's in it again.
So he and Hunter popped in yesterday. And with the Christmas parties, we got to talk about that.
I'm penciling for the Christmas party for December 19-ish. I got to ask Johnny. It's a Tuesday.
And then you'll talk with your staff about, do we want to do all fillets or do we want to do ribeyes?
Yeah, but whatever you want.
Well, I mean, there's certain, like chicken strips. He's not going to do that.
Well, I mean, we do a steak.
Right.
Right. You pick a steak.
That's right.
We don't want to tell you you're limited. We just want whatever you want, Diane. Come on.
Thank you for that.
All
and
righty.
it's essentially between 50 and or 30 and 50 people, or 50 to.
They can hold 50.
Right.
Yeah. Up there.
And so it's perfect.
It's awesome.
If people don't want to do the typical Christmas
if you
party,
want to go to
just
Donnie's and just take your money.
Yeah,
and just,
take over
it's
the
really
restaurant on a
nice.
day
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, that's
So-
awesome. All right, Diane, thank you.
Enjoy the day.
Listen for Jay Lehman after 3 with Lon and Derek, ESPN 93.5. I'm Stevie J. Meet you back tomorrow. Have a great Tuesday.
Are you tired of getting the short end of the stick and always being stuck with cold water for your showers? Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing is here to help. With current tax incentives and rebates, you can save up to $900 on a high-efficiency tankless water heater, unlimited hot water, and saving on your energy bills. It seems like the best gift you could give your home. With the current promotion of 0% financing for qualified applicants, you can't afford not to call. 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Hi, it's Stevie J. So I took my mom into Audubell, owned by Jeff Hanley, who owns 13 locations around central Illinois. She's had so much trouble hearing for so long. Audubell, Audibel, for hearing. And some of the new technologies, they've got AI now for some of these hearing aids, and they're virtually invisible. It's unbelievable, and it helped my mom. It helped her incredibly. We've been to other places. This is by far the best place I've ever been in for hearing help. Go to audibelteam.com. That's Audibel. If you want more information about Audubell and how Jeff Hanley and his amazing culture and amazing team that they have, go to audibelteam.com. That's Audibel, audibelteam.com. You'll be so happy you found Audubell. Amazing work. They got a location in Champaign. Go to audibelteam.com. That's audibelteam.com. From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Elevate your exfoliation game with Merle Norman. Say goodbye to dry, patchy, rough skin with the advanced exfoliating charcoal scrub. It's packed with detoxifying charcoal and mineral-rich volcanic sand for fun, gritty, at-home, microdermabrasion-style facial treatment that results in an instantly polished, more visibly radiant complexion. Get instantly nitty-gritty, pretty skin with Merle Norman's exfoliating charcoal scrub. Available now at Merle Norman. Frasca International in Urbana is a legacy founded in 1958 by aviation pioneer Rudy Frasca with a mission of improving safety in the skies. Over 60 years later, Frasca is committed to providing the best simulation equipment available with superior quality and a personal approach to service and support. Would you love to make a difference in your job? Frasca is looking for composites fabricator, electronic technician, electrical design associate, machine shop finisher, and customer service manager. Positions for field service engineer, software engineer, aeronautical engineer, mechanical engineer, and project manager are also available. The perfect fit will enjoy full-time benefits with paid time off, holidays, a 401k, and Monday through Friday schedule. For details, call 217-344-9200. As an equal opportunity employer, you can learn more about the application process at frasca.com/careers.
Hey, it's Stevie Jay. We have a Stever offer for you, the program where I, Stevie Jay, give you my money and you, wonderful person, spend it and keep it. All right, today from PDR Automotive, you heard me talking about John Marshall, the owner of PDR Automotive. Honest, talented, great staff. They can fix your car, truck, van, whatever automobile you have. Today's Stever offer: I'll give you a complete vehicle safety inspection, which is about $100. And then I'll give you another $100 to get whatever you might need fixed. $100 toward repair. The complete vehicle safety inspection. Why not? I'll pay for it. And then if you need stuff, I'll give you another $100 toward anything that might need done. That's your Stever offer from PDR Automotive. So all you have to do is go to GoStever.com, click accept, GoStever.com, click accept if you're interested. You're going to email tonight if you're a winner. PDR Automotive, GoStever.com, click accept, and good luck. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.